Hello, my name is Devin Robinson, and today I'm going to give an outline of Chapter 15 of the University of Scranton's Drug and Behavior course, summer course. So for this chapter, which is the final chapter, we are going to be talking about cannabis. So some preparation for cannabis to begin. THC is the most psychoactive chemical in cannabis, and then it can be prepared as hadish, which is concentrated resin, like cut up pieces of the plant. Then it can also be sinsemilla, which is seedless plant version of the plant, and this goes for more potent marijuana, so you get more of the effect from it. Then in your body processing, if it's smoked, um, its absorption is rate through the brain. Then from absorption is redistribution to the body. And this goes the same way if it gets absorbed through the stomach, through like an edible, for example. Then the drug will be redistributed through the body. Then after redistribution, THC has a half-life of about 19 hours. But however, the metabolites of THC can still be in your system for weeks to come. Then the mechanism for THC and other cannabinoids, they usually bind to a CB1 and CB2 receptors. CB2 receptors are usually outside of the brain and they're in immune cells. So this would impact your immune system. Whereas CB1 are they are also found outside of the brain, but they're mainly inside the brain. And like the basal ganglia, which is for motor coordination, cerebellum for balance, hippocampus for memory, cerebral cortex for thinking processes and more cognitive processes, and then the nucleus accumbens, which is for reward processing. So you feel rewarded in having it. Some psychological effects or increased physiological effects would be increased heart rate and possible adverse cardiovascular system effects, and reddening of eyes and dryness of mouth and throat. Some behavior effects. It's first less than 10% of the people who use um, former cannabinoids get addicted to it. Unlike alcohol, it's 15% get addicted, and then tobacco, it's a third of the people get addicted. Then some other behavior effects would be euphoria, you get a high, a mellowness, hunger, and then stimulation. You can also get um, slow cognitive processing, disrupted short memory, and short-term memory, disrupted inhibitory controls, loss of sustained concentration, and disrupted visuospatial processing. Can also be some like some behavioral effects of this drug. And the medical use, it can also be used for like help reduce eye fluids with people who have glaucoma, and it's also been used to help reduce vomiting and nausea for people undergoing like cancer treatments, because lots of the cancer treatments produce nausea and vomiting, and it actually work better than the other stuff that they would be giving people for nausea. And then it also helps with anorexia because if you recall from one of the behavior effects, it includes hunger. And with the hunger, it has the people who have anorexia want to eat more. So that helps solve that problem. And then lastly, some of the concerns are increased heart rate is one of the symptoms. And the concern with that is for people who have high blood pressure or heart disease that could be really bad for them. Then another concern is chronic respiratory symptoms such as coughing, phlegm, wheezing, and breathlessness, because lots of people who take marijuana are smoking it, so they are worried about respiratory symptoms that could develop chronically. Um, and then increased anxiety and panic attacks. And then lastly, driving impairment, because when a person takes a form of cannabinoids, they usually have the sensation of like being high, and their motor coordination are not to how they should be. So driving impairment most definitely can be a big concern to have for people who are like taking cannabinoids. And that's all we have for today, and have a good day.